No.
Objection to the form of the question. He's answering the question to the best of his ability, but he's not a CPA.
I didn't finish the question.
Do you see a discrepancy? Question
I didn't
mark.
finish it. No, you interrupted me.
Okay.
I didn't finish
Finish the
my
question
sentence.
and wait for me.
Okay. No.
Do you believe that the W-2 is consistent with this ledger that shows you were paid $5,000 twice a month?
Objection calls for speculation. He's not an accountant. He already testified. He's not the financial person. This is the JMMI way of accounting. If you have specific questions for the financial team or the CPA, then you can contact them and schedule a deposition. He's answering to the best of his ability.
Okay, he can still answer the question. This is your personal ledger. Is that right, sir?
Yeah, but I'm not.
No,
I'm not
sir.
the
I'm
one
just
who does
asking
it.
you.
Yeah.
Is it your personal ledger?
It is.
Reflecting your finances?
Yes.
That you provided pursuant to the subpoena, pursuant to this deposition and the court order?
Yes.
Okay, and you're now saying you don't, understand why it lists $5,000 twice a month?
Because I don't handle the finances.
You don't handle your own finances?
I really don't. I have people who do that for me.
So when you get a salary check, you have no idea anything about it?
I know I've set up a team that does it for me. And so some of these questions I just can't answer because of the way they have it flowing here. I can't.
So will you present Michelle Brannon for deposition so that she can answer these questions more accurately?
What do you feel?
Well, you're the lawyer. If you want to subpoena her for a deposition.
I'm asking if he's willing to produce her.
What do you feel?
If you properly subpoena her and serve her with a notice.
So you're not going to produce her voluntarily?
Oh.
That's the question. You're going to produce her voluntarily so that she can answer these questions?
We can discuss this off the record.
Hey, in case anybody is wondering why this piece of shit's in fucking prison right now, is because of this shit right fucking here.
Would you mark this, please? What are we up to? 4? Okay. That's okay. I'm going to show you it's marked as deposition exhibit number 4, which is the 990 form from the Department of Treasury for the return of an organization exempt from income tax, which your attorney presented to me today. Can you identify that? Well,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Can you identify that as the return for JMMI?
Yes.
All right, and right there. On page 11 of this tax return,
Good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
can you read line 1 across, please?
Yes.
You want this?
100.
No, read what it says across the whole line.
Oh, David E. Taylor, CEO.
Okay, and then what's the next?
$40, right? Or 40, yeah, $40.
That's okay. Read what's above it, and then what?
Oh, okay. All right. Average hours per week. List any hours for related organizations below dotted line.
And what does it say below that?
40 hours or 40.
Okay. Representing or referring to 40 hours?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. And what's the next block?
Position, do not check more than one box unless person is both an officer and a director trustee.
And what's listed below that?
individual trustee or director, officer, key employee.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
What I want you to do is to indicate where it's marked by an X as being applicable to you.
Okay. Yeah, so X in individual trustee or director, key employee, and highest compensated employee.
Okay. And then under subdivision D, tell me what that says and what's reported for you.
Reportable compensation for the organization, $916.
So JMMI Ministries reported your income on their tax return as $119,000.
You know, I can't answer accurately about this, but I do know that all of this is not just personal income. It's allowances that go to other things. So they were at first giving me money, but we were paying all what the ministry was supposed to pay under that code of ministry standards. So I think our CPAs taught them a more accurate way to do it. And so I think there was some kind of change. So I don't know. I can't accurately speak, but I think you would need to talk to my financial board because all of this is accurately written down. So
I thought you just said that there were changes and it doesn't really reflect it.
No, there were changes, but I can't tell you all those things. So it would be better for you to try to, better
Well,
get that.
you're the CEO of the ministry.
Yes, I am.
Who signs the tax return?
Well, the tax returns.
Right.
What tax returns?
That tax return. Who signs it? Do you sign it as CEO?
I think that I do. I'm not quite sure about all of that.
You don't know if you sign a tax return?
No, the only tax return I know I sign is my personal.
So who would sign the JMMI tax return?
I mean, obviously it would probably be the board member or myself, but I can't remember doing it. I think that someone on the board does it.
Who would
because
that be?
The board, well, I don't know. I can't tell you we have more than one board person.
All right, so you're saying that you don't think that one's accurate then because it reports $119,000 and that you think they redid it?
I didn't say it was not accurate. I just said I can't give you accurate information, and instead of in front of this deposition trying to explain something I don't know, I'd rather to just let you know I don't know because I have other people doing this for me. So the way they may be doing this may be, it's all legitimate, but the way they have it set up is the way they are doing it the best of their ability. So
it's not clear if these are the tax returns that were actually submitted based on his testimony. So I need to be able to ask him if these tax returns were, who they were signed by, and if they were actually submitted, because his testimony would seem to be that some of this was corrected and none of it are signed, and he can't tell me who signed it. So I have no idea if it's the tax return or a draft.
yeah.
So can we get a tax return that he will be able to state under oath is the tax return that was filed?
He or somebody in his organization, yes.
Okay, so I'll be able to get, well, I'm sure he can,
All right,
as the
good.
Again,
CEO.
this is a
Welcome back to
deposition where you
another
ask the
full
deponent
frontal
questions. Do
investigation.
you want to have discussions
I will be your host.
about?
No, I'm asking you on the
Moving
record,
forward.
because
And
the
tonight what we're
documents
talking
that you
about is David
presented,
I'm not
crying
going to
about
commit to
being
anything on the
incarcerated.
record. We can discuss this off
All
the
right?
record.
And not
I will
only
get
that,
you.
but this whole is where
and the
he's
problem is his testimony is
Yeah,
indicating
hello, everybody.
that he
Good
can't
evening.
substantiate.
It was
I'm going to finish my
provided by-
Yeah,
sentence.
he's somebody
I
else
am
signed
going
my
to
tax
finish
return
my
and said to
sentence
myself,
before you
hey, know what?
interrupt.
Jesus
It was
signed my
provided
tax
by other
return.
people at JMMI.
But
not
that's
tax
fine.
returns.
questions
So
about
I
my
am
taxes,
asking him in
talk to
compliance
the
with the
Holy
court
Grace. He'll
order
square you up
and
right
the
away,
subpoena,
okay?
and you
No,
as his
fuck that.
attorney,
This
will you
was one of the
provide me
reasons
with
people
a
always
tax
ask me, why
return
did you do
that
this?
should have been provided
This is one of the
today
fucking reasons
that
right
he can
here.
attest
This
is the
asshole's
actual one that
in
was
a fucking
submitted?
deposition saying,
Can you
I
do
didn't do this
that?
on my taxes.
And I'm
Well,
telling you, we will provide
That's
you
a
with the
fucking
document.
problem,
This
buddy.
is probably the one that
You
was
don't know who
most
the
likely
fuck
the
is
one
on
that was
your taxes
filed.
when you're
He
filing.
doesn't have
That's pretty
personal
much against
knowledge
the
of it.
law.
Well, he can
All
get
that
it.
means is that
How
you
do
have
you
the wrong
claim that
deponent.
being a pastor of a fucking church?
No,
right?
it does not, because he was
People are
asked
wondering,
as
like, Rich, why'd you do
CEO
all
of
this?
JMMI
Here's one of
to
the
produce
reasons right
these
here, man.
documents pursuant to court order.
went in there as
And the
a
court order
witness,
says he
came
is
out
to
as a
bring them.
fucking criminal,
And
man.
he can't tell me that he
Nah.
brought the right stuff. So I'm asking you, are
No,
you
and
going to
you're
give me the right
Twisted Lock
information?
2347, welcome.
We'll have this discussion off the
Hit that
record.
like and subscribe.
No, I want to have it now. I want to know.
Yeah,
I
she
don't want to have
wasn't
to
playing
file a
around.
motion
Now that
and
baby-
have
We'll
you.
have this discussion off
You're
the
his,
record.
you're his attorney. Are you going to provide me
audios
what
are
was
going
supposed
at
to
the
be
same
provided
time.
pursuant to the subpoena?
Oh, my bad. There we go. Okay, my bad. Better? That's weird. I'm going to have to do something here because I'm having like 2 audio outputs. Tracking. Okay. Got you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something. It's all right. It's still working though. Okay. Is that better? Check. 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 Okay, sorry. Okay. What the fuck was I saying? Okay. The whole reason we have David is where he's at. Sorry about that. The whole reason David is where he's at is because of this shit right here. He goes in this deposition as a witness, comes out as a criminal. Okay. This was one of the reasons I got involved. Because this piece of shit thought he was above everybody. And this was just a basic deposition. We heard, you guys, I've even heard some newscasters say, I thought it was a fucking parody. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke. And it's not. This isn't a joke. This actually happened. And there have been people out there that like, it was like a reality TV show, right? And it was, yeah, it was. But what this man did to people is real life. Okay. We're going to get into our discussion here too. And I'm talking to the survivors offline, and I talk to them quite a bit. And man, I fucking love our conversations with you guys. I'm learning more and more about the dynamics of this cult and what he puts you through. I got all y'all's backs, man. Fuck this guy. What he did to you guys was wrong. And we're here to back you guys up on that. I just want you guys to know that. That's why we're here. We're here to let David know and the rest of the cult know you can't fucking push these people around anymore. It's not okay. Now, what I found out about David, this was just today too. You know who you are. I talked to some of these survivors while I'm working during the day, and I'll be on the phone with them for a couple hours. What I found out today about David was that he was expecting to go to jail, and he was like, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. And this is coming from some of these survivors that knew him and fucking saw his demeanor and heard how he talked. And they're all telling me he was saying he was ready to go to jail. He could handle it. He could take it. Well, now all of a sudden, David's crying and bitching and complaining about being in jail. Oh, I want to get out now, Your Honor. I want out. I thought Mr. fucking Big Balls wanted to go to jail and he was Mr. fucking Tough Guy. Yeah, sure thing, David. Okay. Yeah. Cat mom, mother of all pussies. Why does he look like Krusty the Clown, though? I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, and every penny's accounted for.
Ministry.
What
So
cars are
that
those?
is not. I pay for my own car.
What's
out of
your
my
car?
own Range Rover.
And is that leased, owned?
It's leased. I mean, it's not leased, but I bought it to pay it off in 5 years.
Okay, so it's subject to a lien, but you purchased it.
I'm sorry, Aline.
You owe on it?
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
but you didn't.
He's all, yes, of course. Yes. And cult members, if you're here watching and you come across this video, really ask yourself, David wanted, he was expecting to be in jail. right? He was expecting to be in jail, and you guys know that. He fucking ran around that place like, oh, I could take it. I'm fucking badass. Yeah, no, I doubt it. I doubt it. Dude, I'm already convinced that his life in jail isn't easy, dude. Tyler Durden. I'm convinced that his life in jail isn't easy right now, bro. Without a doubt, it's hard, and it's no, he's not so fucking smug in front of these judges now. Me and Kevin were talking about this. Me, Kevin, Jake, I have a conversation with a lot of you guys offline. And me and Kevin were talking about this. David's ego is so fucking big, like, he'll take me to court. David's ego will take me to court. Not David. Hey, Oakland Maid, how you doing? Blood in, blood out. One more time. Third time to try. Yeah, like David. Yeah, that's David's problem too, Boss Bonita. He's fucking dumb and he tries to sound smart. Yeah, David Ego Taylor. Yeah. And this deposition, here's the thing, like David blaming everybody else, right? David blaming everybody else. This is the typical mentality of a full-blown fucking narcissist. Me and Bill Cosby ASMR talk about this. He's a fucking narcissist. He'll blame everybody else, but the one person he fucking should be blaming, and it's the fucking walrus himself. Cuckoo, cuckoo. David. You are the walrus, David. You are the walrus. You blame David. You need to look in the fucking jail mirror, that little stainless steel mirror they have on the fucking wall now, and point the finger at yourself. Take the fucking blame. He gets his pudding cups taken from him every night. He probably does. He probably does. Some big old fucking white pride motherfucker probably just come over. Give me your pudding, punk. That's my pudding. And it is. Jail ain't nice to people like David, especially people that claim to be gangsters. Oh, it's the worst, man. It's the worst. And if there are other inmates in court that day that heard that, they're going to take that back to the fucking jail and be like, this guy's claiming to be a fucking gangster right here. Game over. Yeah, he blames the deposition, right? And Oakland Maid, we have the document where he's blaming everybody else. He's literally blaming this on everybody else except himself. Stupid as fuck, man. Dumb as fuck. And if fucking some dumb fucking reason, and you know what? I was telling Kevin this earlier, man. You know what I hope? I hope this fucking dumb shit calls me in. I do. I hope he calls me in. It'll be the biggest fucking mistake he ever made. And his lawyers are probably telling him, don't fucking bring this guy in. Are you serious? But I hope they're not. I hope they're not. I hope they're saying, fuck, you want to bring him in? Go ahead, bring him in. You want to blame it on him? Yes, exactly. And what's worse about this is he carried on for 10 years after this. Exactly. Yes, exactly. And this was going on before this. We're probably talking 10 years before this. We're talking a 20-year reign of fucking terror here, guys. Not just 10 years. No, this was a fucking reign of terror, you guys. It was. Like the fucking prosecutor said, this was a very fucking destructive organization. I don't even want to go there. But here's David legitimately blaming me, Rick Frazier, and the disgruntled fucking people who were there. And the judge has already said, Mr. Taylor, it's not very uncommon for there to be two sides to the story in this. Exactly right, J-Mo. Good to see you too, brother. Yeah, and David does. David thinks he's untouchable. And that's something I'm finding out from these survivors. They're like, they keep telling me David always counted on the 501c3 being his fucking shield from the government. And they're telling me this. You guys, when the time comes, they will validate everything I'm saying. They have asked me to relay this to you guys so that you get the story. Okay? I was on the phone with one of them today for a while. Love it. Love it. And they're going through a lot right now. I will say that. Yeah, and they need our support, man. So it's tough. It wasn't easy for some of these people coming out, but they're telling me, they're saying Rich, he always bet on the paperwork from the government and him being a pastor that the feds or the government or nobody would touch him. They're like, he always bet on that. He always counted on that. Oh, well, because it's a 501c3 and, I'm a pastor and, I got a shitty fucking maxi pad stuck up my ass. They just won't touch me, okay? They won't do anything to little old Apostle Taylor. Yeah, right. Once they found out you're fucking laundering money, they're like, yeah, nope, sorry, let's go and rug pull this fucker. And this is where it all started. But now again, David said, I was ready to be in jail. Now he's fucking crying like a little bitch to get out. Everybody's badass until their freedom gets taken away from by the FBI. Everybody's a badass until your freedom gets taken away. Then you really find out what a fucking person, what kind of person you are. Yeah, Jeff Morton's the original. What is it? How Trip 9 say it? The OG enemy of David E. Taylor. He's OG enemy, dog. Look, he's like, I gotta fix my fucking Brillo pad. He's like, hang on. The glue's falling out. Yeah. Yeah, Jeff did some solid work back in the day too, man. You guys go check out Jeff Morton and look at his videos, okay? It's been a process to do this, you guys. Adam Norris, you know what though, Adam? Wrong, dude. Wrong, bro. Even people with a fucking good brain. Hey, yo, what up among the ashes? Even people of high intellect, dude, get sucked into these shits, Adam Norris. You'd be surprised, bro. Adam Norris. Go listen to Clifton Ware, bro. Go listen to my brother Clifton Ware, dude. Go listen to how intelligent that guy is. The videos. So wait. Are you guys still getting sound? Because I'm not showing sound on this end. Oh, Cat Mom. Okay, Cat Mom, you're behind. Okay, Cat Mom, you're behind. She's behind a little bit. And being ready for jail, prison. Okay. Okay, Cat Mom might have been behind a little bit. It's all good. Okay, cool. Cat Mom was just behind a bit. Okay. Sorry, Cat Mom was behind. Yeah, and Kim Chamberlain, his little 501c3 shield it's fucking gone now. That's where we're at. That's cool. Yeah, the background, we'll turn that up. Dude, he went from having his diaper changed to wiping his ass himself in front of everyone. Exactly, Bill Cosby. Dude, think of that fall for a fucking narcissist like him, right? Think of the fall of a narcissist like him, man. Oh my God. Like, I try to put that into perspective. I'm like, oh, he's got to be just happy. He's got to be a fucking roller coaster right now. He's got to be a roller coaster ride right now. Going up and down emotionally because of the high life that he lived on. And now he's literally blaming everybody else. He's literally blaming everybody else but himself. A true fucking narcissist. You guys, we could look up narcissistic personality disorder. Hang on, let's look it up. Let's see. Narcissist. I can't even, it's fucking hard to spell sometimes. Personality disorder. We'll go to Mayo Clinic. We'll just use Mayo Clinic as a source. All right. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance. They need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others, but behind this mask of extreme confidence, they are not sure of their self-worth and are easily upset by the slightest criticism. That's David. If you upset David, and I found this out today, I found some shit out about some shit today that I'm like, yeah, it figures because people started finding shit out. Hey, Elizabeth Rican. Hey, and it's your guys' fucking fault that my registration was out when I got pulled over 2 weeks ago. It's your guys' fucking fault. Yeah, Jeff, it won't feel complete until Joseph's arrested too, bro. I'm with you, or he's charged with something. Yeah, that little doughboy needs to be arrested. I'm with you, bro. Yep. Hey, Noah. Hey, Noah, and I for real got pulled over too. It's your guys' fucking fault that my registration was out. And then I was doing 72 and a 55, okay? It's your guys' fucking fault. Okay. Okay. And this is one thing right here. David, I don't think he's sure of his self-worth at all, which is why he is the way he is. Like, he's a bully because he wants people to think that he's somebody that he's not, which he's David's a fucking piece of shit. Like, you take all this facade away from David, and David's just a con artist, man. Yeah, Kathleen, Joseph. You know, I'm kind of on the fence about Tony. Tony, if you're watching, go home, dude. Go home. Go home. Malachi, you need to be fucking brought in too, you little sack of shit. Malachi, yeah. You're just a fucking little yes man for David. I found out about you today, Malachi. You're just a little fucking grocery getter, bitch. That's all you do. See, that's all you do, Malachi. You're just a little grocery getter. Those were specific words. Whatever groceries are needed, Malachi goes and gets groceries. Oh, Tony's mom's lovely. Yeah. Yeah, Tony's mom is lovely. Yes, I've spoke to her too. Lovely, lovely woman. Wonderful woman, man. Wonderful woman. Yeah. Nice lady. Hey, thanks for the seat, Noah. Hang on. Yeah, he was the armed guard. What do y'all think? Noah? Well, Joseph served time. Yo, I'll start a poll on that. Fuck yeah. Joseph Bush served time. Yeah, nay. Bam, there we go. Start a poll on that, Noah, for sure. Fuck yeah. Good poll, dude. Okay. Narcissistic personality disorder causes many problems in many areas of life, such as relationships, work, school, financial matters. People with NPD may generally be unhappy and disappointed when they're not given the special favors or admiration they believe they deserve, like David, right? David really does need that admiration. That's just him. He has to have it for whatever fucking reason. Maybe he didn't get enough when he was fucking young. I don't know. Maybe that's why he started wearing maxi pads, because that's the only thing that he could admire about himself is wearing pads like nobody else did. I don't know. They may find their relationships troubled and unfulfilling, and other people may not enjoy being around them. Hey, thanks for the seed, Cat Mom. Cat Mom sending a seed on Cash App. Thanks, Cat Mom. Appreciate you. Yeah, Leon, deep down, David knows he's a piece of crap. Yeah. Yeah. David knows he's a piece of crap deep down. Okay. Might use him as a witness, Noah. I hope he fucking serves time. I hope that sack of shit serves time. He deserves it. Okay. See, one of the reasons David has all these relationships too is because they're unfulfilling to him. David doesn't know what a fulfilling relationship is like. Yeah, not disciplined, raised right. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. But he definitely falls under NPD without a doubt, dude. He hits on every single one of them. Affects more males than females, and it often begins in teens. Catherine definitely falls under NPD for sure. Here's all the symptoms right here. Expect to be recognized, superior even without achievements. Believe they're superior to others, yeah. Critical and look down at people, yep. Expect special favors, yep. Take advantage of others, yeah. Inability, unwilling, yeah, yeah. Yes, dude, David is a textbook narcissist. Check. You fucking check every one off of these, man. The best car, office, yeah. Textbook right here. Arrogant way, brag about, yeah, come across as conceited. Cliff always said, oh, I'm a real one, Cliff, yeah. Yeah, right, JMO? Yeah. Yeah, dude's estranged from his entire family. They know he's a piece of shit. And Jeff, you know what I found out? He didn't even go to his sister's own fucking funeral, bro. I just found that out recently, man. David couldn't even make it to his own fucking sister's funeral. So his mom, dad, and his sister died. And he didn't even go to any of their fucking funerals, bro. But I found out from Destiny the reason why is because brothers wanted to mop his ass up, which, how could you blame him? That's just what I think. How could you blame him? Was Destiny told me that? It's like, doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me that he stays away from his family for the fact that his brothers probably just would have fucking smacked the ever-living shit out of him for what he's been doing. Giving the whole family a bad name. But brothers of David, it's not your fault. Okay? It's not your fault. You didn't know your brother was going to do this. Not your fault, man. You're not him. Can't blame you. You're not him. We did tell him to fucking stop, though. Okay? No, Kevin. He's getting his fucking pudding taken away. Oh, that'd be dope, Bill Cosby. She could too. Bill Cosby ASMR's wife is a licensed a licensed trauma therapist. Yep, they view criticism, impatient, angry, major problems interacting, react with rage, have difficulty managing their emotions. Yeah. Come out, call me and fucking names and shit, doxing me. Feel depressed, yep. Secret feelings, insecurity, shame, humiliation, fear of being exposed as a failure. Right there, bam. Whenever she wants to, Bill Cosby, let her know. Yeah, David, try acting that way in prison. Try acting that way in prison, man. We not want to think that anything could be wrong. That's the thing. Narcissists don't go to the doctors, and psychopaths think nothing's wrong with them. Do I have that in here? Yeah.
Because narcissists don't go to the doctor. Psychopaths are convinced that there's nothing wrong with them, so these men are virtually impossible to study. Yet you have found a way to study them in near perfect laboratory condition. Reaching.
Oh, I remember watching that, man. Narcissists won't go to the doctor. They think there's nothing wrong with them. So he won't go to the doctor. I'm sure they probably put him on a psych hold, but they said it's most likely for depression. That's Mayo Clinic. That's narcissistic personality disorder, which is going back to him blaming everybody else. You know, JMO, I don't know. And I was talking to Kevin G about this, dude. Like, what the fuck would they, dude? What would that prove? Bring me to the stand. They have a weak ass fucking case. That's, you know, JMO, I'm sitting here thinking the fact again that he's pointing this at everybody else, not just me and Rick, but the other 8 victims that have come forward. It's everybody else's fault in this. Everybody but David's. And this falls under NPD is fucking recognize everything. He won't recognize when he's wrong. You can't fix this guy. This guy needs fucking time in prison to realize that he's not the fucking man anymore. I hope he takes it all the way, JMO. I hate Jeff. I hope he takes it all the way up, bro. I do. Let him make that fucking mistake, dude. And I hope his stupid fucking lawyers are watching. I really do. I hope those lawyers watch. Because let me tell you something. Winters and King already tried to fucking sue me, okay? Ask them about it. Ask them how that went. I'm not going to be fucking pushed around by lawyers, by big shot fucking attorneys with money. Y'all can fucking suck it. All right? I'm not fucking scared of you guys. I'm not scared of David's lawyers. I never have been, and I never fucking will be. Because I've never done anything wrong except expose this piece of shit. The fact that he fucking lied in fucking court, man. And the attorney's like, hey, we'll still defend the guy. No worries. He's fucking already lied in pretrial. Hey, seems like a stand-up guy. Hey, just go ahead and give us the money on the retainer. We'll defend you any way we can, sir. It's with this case, either way, whoever loses in this case, the attorneys are still going to get paid fucking fat. Don't people... The cult, do you realize that? The attorneys are going to get fucking paid huge in this. Every phone call, every email. And David, being the desperate little fucking dookie deacon that he is, you know what he's probably doing? Blowing up his fucking lawyer's phone. When are we going to hear something? How come you haven't done this? Why haven't you done that? And they're probably just telling him, hey, this takes time. This is the justice system. Welcome. Welcome to the justice system. Oh shit. Okay, hang on. The homies, hang on. I got you. I'm gonna call back. Hey, Dawn.
Hi.
Okay, let me get you on Bluetooth real quick.
Okay.
Okay, hang on a second. Okay, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay,
Yep,
go
loud and
ahead.
clear.
Take it away. Go ahead.
Well, where should I start? Where you talk narcissism, right?
Yeah, we're talking NPD with David.
Okay. Anything specific? Like, what are your thoughts? Like, where I think I just want to get caught up. So I make sure I'm because the characteristics of narcissism, are grandiosity, exaggerated sense of specialness, and a sense of entitlement, fantasies of success, ideal love or admiration. You have this belief that you should only associate with high status people or institutions. Some people will think that narcissists lack the capacity for and have no empathy, but that's not exactly the case. I mean, but sometimes they choose not to identify with the feelings of others. They often will feel like the other people are jealous of them, or they're very envious of others. So what? I don't know. Where with David?
Do you think there could David be fixed? Is there a way out for him? Like, could you think his condition is treatable, or is he like a lost cause? With just your unprofessional opinion.
Okay. So I guess there's two ways that you could look at this. And so to be fixed, really, what does that mean, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, does fixed mean that you will stop hurting other people? Because if that is the goal for treatment, then perhaps he could be fixed, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to really kind of get into those core wounds that led to this expression, whether it's narcissism or it just looks, it's characteristics that appear to be narcissistic personality disorder, right?
Yep.
I mean, there's a wound, and there's different stages of our development, and is it the first year of life or the second year of life? But if we're talking early developmental trauma, can lead to a narcissistic injury that could present the way we see in David. So if he was willing to do some pretty deep trauma work, then I think that because with a narcissistic injury, there's a deep emotional wound that gets activated when a person perceives criticism, inadequacy or rejection, loss of control or status. lack of special treatment, the exposure of personal flaws were like with him with his wig. I don't wear a wig, or, you know, I mean, he is so over the top. I mean, it's delusional. I mean, obviously.
I didn't think about an injury at that age. I never thought like within the first few years, like a child suffers a traumatic injury that it would carry.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. So like, say for instance, if a person has like an emotional neglect in early life, let's say the caregivers were emotionally unavailable, critical, inconsistent, and dismissive.
Yep.
Yeah. And perhaps it wasn't even because they were truly trying to hurt the kid. Maybe they just weren't attuned. They don't get him. Well, the kid learns to construct a protective persona to maintain an attachment. So they have to kind of ditch authenticity to be lovable. And then that false sense develops. To manage unbearable shame or a sense of invisibility. So, like I must perform to be loved.
And David comes from a big family too, from what I understand. So this makes sense right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
this is starting to make sense.
So tell me, okay, so he's got a big family, and you know, people could talk about birth order and what that means, but I mean, I don't know much about his family of origin, but you know, if affection was linked to achievement, compliance, appearance, you know, then and he's already maybe, you know, because humans have temperaments by birth. You know, if you've seen more than a couple kids, you can see that that's just the way it is. So if he was naturally sort of, you know, maybe shy or a little bit more. Well, tell me more. You tell me, because I can tell that there's some things clicking for you.
Now I'm going back because, like, when we found out about the whole maxi pad thing too, and we're talking. This to me, that was a data point for me. Everybody, it really was. To me, that tells me. I feel that something happened. Maybe that was traumatic at that point in time. Now that we're talking about this with Dawn, I never thought about it like that. Maybe a traumatic event, like Dawn saying, where it was maybe lack of emotion, too much, not enough, mom and dad not around, maybe passive aggressive emotion. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Who knows? But something happened.
But why the sadism towards other people, though?
Well, I mean, I guess that sense of, I guess I'm thinking about like, how do you, that overcompensation, you know, and also that kind of reenacting of chronic humiliation, criticism, you know what I mean? This over the top defense mechanism of just, you know, of devaluing people. I mean, but there is, see, now we're going outside of narcissism, right? Now, narcissism is one thing, but now we're moving into, you know, antisocial personality disorder. And antisocial personality disorder, that's when you will harm others and exploit others for your personal gain. Now, that's where we're moving to that. You know what I mean?
So do you think you think David could be maybe suffering from multiple personality disorder by chance?
Like, okay, so just to differentiate, like, because the old, like today, the term dissociative identity disorder used to be referred to as multiple personality disorder. So just to be clear on that. So,
okay.
But what I think what you're speaking to is like having more than one personality disorder, correct?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what we're talking about? Okay. Yeah, like, I'm sorry for me being like.
No, like dark triad type stuff, like NPD, Machiavellianism, and what was it? Psychopathy.
Yep.
Or sociopathy.
Yep.
Psychopathy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. You know, and it's interesting because in the world of mental health, you know, there's sexism and racism and everything. It's pervasive in every system, right? But so a lot of times men will be diagnosed with things like antisocial personality disorder, narcissism, when it could be a different personality disorder, like borderline personality disorder. You know, I mean, and borderline personality disorder it gets a bad rap, and I'm really not here to put people down because that presents. Yeah, I mean, hey, everybody can heal, and these do come from there's the frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment and rejection. You know, and then there's another one. Ooh, you get me all excited. Then there's something, histrionic personality disorder, which is always put on women.
That's Catherine Crick.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. Yeah. But you know what, Rich? I'll say this. I mean, I do think that people can get better.
I do too.
But I think people can get better. I mean, and this guy, I mean, he went so deep with inflicting moral injury on other people. When you use God to manipulate people, you are going like you're just cracking. Huh?
Your balls to the wall at that point when you hurt
your
people
balls
with God.
to the wall.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you're cracking the foundation, and that is a lifelong reparative thing that is going to have to happen for the folks that he's hurt. And I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah. We talk histrionic personality disorder with Catherine Crick, but David's the same way too. I think he falls under histrionic, without a doubt.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. He clicks all the boxes, and that's the thing.
And he's. Go on.
It's really unique to see these so-called social media prophets, and then you bring up these conditions. And I'm at Cleveland Clinic right now. That's what I use for a resource. Okay. Because this is legit research done by specialists, okay, throughout fucking decades and decades of mental health research. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is all legit research right here. I apply these to the people we see: Daniel Adams, Catherine Crick, David Taylor, Benny Hinn, fucking Catherine. All of them.
Yeah.
Day and night.
You're right. Uh-oh, did I lose you?
No, you're good.
Okay.
But I was going to say, too, I'm talking to some of these survivors that have come out, and David is racist, okay?
Uh-huh.
They've straight up told me that. He is racist. This is how he does it. He will use, like, say I was in David's cult, right? He would use a clean-cut white boy like me to go fucking strike a business deal instead of one of his black people. Because David's legitimately fucking racist. And he knows, like, his whole thought process is, a clean-cut white man is more likely to, say, go into a bank and get a loan than a fucking sloppy piece of shit like David, right? That's his thought process.
Yeah.
Legitimately. He is racist.
The systemic trauma that he's experienced, where he's got that internalized racism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much shit inside of this guy. And then he also comes out as like a victim, like the way he's always sick, right? Like he was always sick. So there's also this thing where some folks that are narcissistic, they will use be almost like this victim is helplessness to elicit compassion. Helplessness signals others to engage in their protection. If they're fragile, that reduces the risk of criticism. Self-pity invites reassurance and validation, and emotional collapse shifts the responsibility to external caretakers. So he's never has to be responsible for anything. If he appears over, I mean, there's a lot. And where you're getting your information, it is legit. I was a member of the International Society for the Study of Trauma and Dissociation, and did some postgraduate training, like in those kind of places, you know, too, and to really kind of understand how these defense mechanisms manifest and how they, but his is like, he's doing the best he can. And I'm going to say that David Taylor is doing the best he can, and he needs to be away from people right now to get, because he's hurting them. Yeah.
That's where I'm at. He is. That's why the judge said, "Hey, you're a danger to the community, Mr. Taylor. The only way I can assure the safety of the community is to put you on detention, because judges typically don't like to take your freedom away. It's a very last measure. They're going to exhaust all options before they take your fucking freedom. They really do. They really do. And you could hear it in her voice, Dawn. She was like, Mr. Taylor, the only way I can do this is to put you away.
Wow. And you know what? Think about that, Rich. Think about it. Think his persona that he has curated over all these years is so, it's even impacting the judge, where the judge is like torn up about doing this when he has hurt. I mean, David Taylor, from what I understand, these are allegations, and I'm not going to, but I mean, he has like sexually, physically, emotionally, sleep deprivation, like every form of abuse, every form of way you can harm a person or take away their autonomy, their sense of agency. He has done that. You know what I mean? So, but that other part of him, that victimhood that he sort of also he lives with, to include the internalized racism that you talk about, like the judge is torn up. It's crazy.
It's I often wonder like how David made it this far. I really do. He made it really far and got away with a lot for a long time. He has no business being out.
No, and it's really surprising how he has. I'm going to be very kind of plain and maybe a little ugly. I can't be refined all the time.
No, that's
but
right.
He has not gotten his ass fucking handed to him by people. Like, what in the world? Like, the way he acts to people, like nobody has put him in his place. Like, he has gotten away with shit for such a long time. Not that I'm advocating for violence. There's where my asterisks, but you know what I'm saying? Like in the normal world, there's natural consequences, and his persona is worked so, it has been so effective. He has avoided natural consequences that most of us would have hit.
Yeah. But that's the thing. David has used his persona as this apostle, right? Well, I'm in shed away and I do this and I do that. And he has everybody else go out and do shit for him. But you take this facade away from David, you put him out on the fucking street, I guarantee he wouldn't be this fucking hard.
No, oh, certainly not. Certainly. But you know what? He does, he's not stupid. He's smart. I mean, he knows who to talk to. He knows when they are vulnerable. So I mean, and that the thing is, and this stinks, but it's the truth. Repetition compulsion. So folks that have experienced trauma in early life, it is more likely that they will experience trauma again for a variety of reasons. Not because they're not smart. It's because we do. So, and he's cunning. He's a cunning person, and we all want to belong. I mean, we all want to belong, and he sells a bill of goods that in the beginning feels really great. And the man said he could raise people from the dead. Good Lord.
I'd like to write a paper on like a new condition called spiritual sadism and how it's all encompassing of every type of kind of abuse that you can inflict on somebody, from financial to psychological to physical, emotional, sexual.
Yeah.
You really could with spiritual abuse. Holy fucking shit.
Yes. Because you give your body, your mind, you give everything. Everything.
Your will. You give your fucking will over. Imagine that. Imagine giving your fucking will over. Not just your money, your life, but your fucking will. Somebody says, hey, go do this for me. Okay, sure, no problem.
And you feel proud to do it.
Yeah.
You feel proud. And then he becomes a person's core sense of meaning and purpose.
Yes. And go on. That's what he is. David is, if David was Jerusalem back in the day, he'd be the center of the fucking world for these people. Okay. Seriously.
Well, hey, they killed Jesus because he was disrupting a power structure, right? I mean, that may, I don't know. I mean, maybe sounds crazy, but he didn't fit with the mold of money, profit, blah, 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 blah. So, and it's so anyway, you do have a paper there, the spiritual sadism.
I think it could be written out and put into a fucking really concise paper. Nobody's ever really fucking talked about that, but I do. Hearing the prosecutor call him a sadist, and then it's like, no, this is spiritual sadism because he's using his prowess as an apostle, his level, that title to sleep with women, to fucking gain followers, to get ahead in life, and he's anything but this person, a self-appointed apostle.
Yeah. Yes. And you know, I've been able to talk to some of the folks like calling in, right? Like to call in. And when I've called in to talk, you know, because you know I'm curious, I'll call in and get some pamphlets set. And every time I've called in, they're really, really nice people that answer the phone. You know, they're and I know I can't keep you forever, but this because this is the kind of stuff will get me talking all night. But when you're doing your research on spiritual sadism, look up moral injury too, because that goes into this profound psychological, existential, spiritual distress that occurs when a person witnesses or is betrayed by an authority, like a system, right?
By
like
religion.
So by the
by religion.
Yes. Yeah. And the thing is, if you're already good enough that you can pick somebody that has an existing sort of experience of trauma, so their self-worth has been damaged, you know, then and there's shame there, and you're tapping into their shame and everything. You're just it's I'm going to say this, it's evil. It is there's just an evil it's evil. You take away a person's identity, you take everything. And then the spiritual crisis, you feel abandoned by God now, and then David becomes your only route back to your eternal salvation.
And it shouldn't be. Dawn and Dave have a good relationship with God. That's theirs to discuss. But we shouldn't be having man stand between us and God, everybody. I tell Dave and Dawn that all the fucking time. You shouldn't have man between you and God. It should be between you and God, man. That's it.
And when we get together and we talk about God together, I mean, that's a powerful experience. But I mean, that's even Jesus was baptized by John, right? You know what I mean? Like even Jesus wasn't going out with power trips. I mean, and that's Jesus. You know, so I'm with you. I love, you're right. David and I love God. And that's, if it wasn't for my faith in God, I don't know how I could exist on planet Earth, sir. So,
okay. So now what do you think about David pointing the finger at everybody else but himself?
In what way? Like that, like, do you think he truly believes that he's not at fault? Or do you feel
he's told the lawyers that it's mine, Rick Fraser's, and 8 other people's fault, basically.
That you've kind of like, how is it your fault? Like, what did you do? Like, what have you done that is your fault?
He's saying Rick Fraser, assisted by another, their initial, so it's RF, identified as RH, have been harassing the church for years. They have sought to shut it down and to have Taylor charged with the crime. Their barrage of unsubstantiated complaints, along with a small group of disgruntled ex-church members, are the facts and fodder for the government's mischaracterizing proffer. And while the defendant and church have long been aware of these 2 individuals and their consistent antagonism towards the church over the past 10 years, the identity of the recently disclosed group of 8 victims was just made known and shared last week.
Wow. Okay. So that's crazy for one thing. I did not realize that you had become an omnipotent power, sir. That's wow. But if we want to follow the thread of narcissism, look up like covert vulnerable narcissism. Okay. So, and that's and maybe that's not in the DSM, but that's a narcissistic pattern where the person appears fragile, helpless, sensitive, blah, 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 rather than grandiose. You know, so it's covert. They use their self-pity. They will appear like they're overwhelmed, mistreated. You know, like, you know, there's that. And so that again, it's not taking responsibility. Wow, isn't that just helplessness to avoid accountability, externalizing his blame? It's just to think that he's saying that that is crazy. The chronic narrative of being misunderstood, which could go into early life trauma, right? And then by doing that, he's getting everybody to become his rescuer, and then they're going to be against you. And I guess, you know, how are you doing with that? That's heavy.
I don't know. Apparently I've been involved with Rick Fraser for the last 10 years, helping him bring this fucking shit down, but
What in the hell?
Yeah, no, there's court documents. Yeah. And this is what we're talking about. David said, "Oh, I'm ready to be in jail. I could handle it." But he's literally wanting out of jail now, Mr. fucking tough guy. Not only is he
Right,
wanting out of
right.
jail, but he's saying, "Hey, this isn't even my fucking fault. You guys are all I'm just misunderstood and you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
Wow. He's that is think about it. That he is just showing how he is such a fragmented person. There is no solid. There's nothing solid there. I mean, that victimized self, and but underneath the surface is that seething rage and hatred, and you see it come up. I mean, the guy hates so much. The way he would
Yeah.
preach, he just was so. And I'm sorry you have to deal with that, but I'm also so proud of you. I got to just say that, and I want to say that just in front of everybody, because you have devoted time, effort, and energy into really helping. I mean, it wasn't to just like get somebody.
No.
It wasn't to stick it to somebody. You did really important work to expose someone who was hurting families.
This
I
guy
mean,
was
the
a
ripple effect was profound.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I always talk about here. The ripple effect on this is gonna take fucking decades, you guys. Generations.
Yeah,
Generations.
generation.
Yeah, not decades, but fucking lines of fucking children if they have them. If some of
Yes.
these cult
Yeah.
members even have kids after this, it will
Yeah.
take generations to unfuck this.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. But gosh, I'll say before I go, him blaming you and other people. For one thing, it's his ploy to try to get out of to
Yeah.
not take any accountability. But he may be so delusional at this point that is his psyche trying to protect himself, to not feel like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that he's not as horrible as he really is. That it really was you guys. That he is still a good man that was pushed to this point. So it's one of those like mental gymnastic things that people do. That could be a big part of it as well. So
he could be doing it to protect his own ego type deal. Like
yeah,
he knows, like
absolutely.
he's like, fuck, I fucked up and I did some fucked up shit, but I'm just gonna go
Yep.
ahead to make myself feel better. It was Rich's fault.
Yeah. Right. And isn't it interesting? The guy that acts like it can literally raise people from the dead is also the man that can be you have led him to this point. Like he's utterly powerless. You can't have it both ways, sir. You can't have it both ways, David. It's one or the other. But he is in a place where he's got nothing solid is inside of him. It's all collapsed.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, and for somebody with his disorder, like NPD and what he's dealing with, the collapse for him it's got to be epic.
Yeah, epic. Yes, absolutely. When you're doing your reading, there's somebody out there who I really love. His name is Gabor Mate.
Mm-hmm.
Gabor. His last name is Mate, and he was born during World War II as a Hungarian Jew, and his mother thrust him in the arms of a stranger as an infant to protect him, and he was reunited with his mother. But he speaks to very early life trauma and even in utero trauma, and how it manifests in these different ways. But the thing about Gabor Mate that I'm telling you about him,
hey Dawn,
yes.
Somebody actually brought up, is there something where you could have trauma from in utero? No bullshit, probably about 10 minutes ago. I just didn't get around to it. It's funny you mentioned that. We're talking about it now. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, 100%. Yes, in utero, absolutely, yes. I mean, they'll even, yeah, totally. But yes, I think, what is it, epigenetics or something? It talks, there's generational trauma, right? We carry a lot, but certainly, yes. They did studies I think in World War II, during World War II, of the children that were born during that time period.
Okay.
I think in Denmark or something. Don't quote me. Yeah, you can find research on that too. That is a legit thing. But when you read from Gabor Mate, that man has so much compassion and empathy that he will look at people that are really difficult to stomach and help you to see them through a different lens as a wounded person. And again, I say this,
yeah,
he may be doing the best he can, and he should not be around people that right now until he's able to be safer, and not hurt others.
See, and that's the thing. I something happened to David for him to turn into this. Like, you just don't become this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you just don't.
No.
Something has to happen severe. Like,
Yeah.
something has to happen.
It does. Because he gets pleasure from shitting himself and having people clean him up.
Yes.
That is something that he gets great pleasure from that, And a typical person, that is something that could be humiliating, and we have to adjust to it if we have a health crisis. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and we have to learn how to. But for him, I mean, talk about like he revels in it. I'm sure it is. Hey, I worked with a supervisor once. I don't know where she got this saying, but she would be like, "Dawn, you don't get like that from sucking on doorknobs." I'm like, what? Who in the hell is sucking on doorknobs? But that's true.
Yeah.
This happened. Yes. So.
Okay.
I'm glad I got to talk to you about this. I love
am
the
too.
info dump about these things.
I do too, because
but-
we're like all these social media clowns we see, they're all dealing with some kind of like NPD or something like this, man.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad like you guys are in my life and you guys tell me like, Rich, fucking chill the fuck out, or like this community is rad because you guys won't let me get like that. I know you won't. And I got people behind the scenes that won't let me do that shit either. They'll tell me to shut the fuck up. They'll be like, shut the fuck up, Rich. Fuck out of that shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we've got blind spots, and there is something weird about the social media thing where when we get into that echo chamber. Yeah. So I'm glad you've got good people, because you're a good man. So, and people know that about you. They respect you. And yeah. And I'm proud of you. I'm sorry to hear that you're getting wrapped up, but you knew that was part of this when you took on this job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
I think I still tell it would be David's fucking worst fucking mistake to put me on the stand.
oh my goodness, you're right. Oh, you're like, because you've got a PhD in David Taylor.
Yeah, I do. I got a fucking doctorate in David Taylor.
Yes, you do. Yeah,
We all do.
You've studied him.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. It's like, well, what makes Mr. Holmes so significant? Well, what do you want to know about David?
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
What do you want to know about
Exactly.
David? You want a social security number? I'll give it to you.
You've observed his patterns of behavior. I mean, like, yeah.
We all have.
Yes.
That's the thing. We all have, and we're like, okay, this is a problem. Pastors,
Yeah.
therapists, specialists come on and say, yeah, this is a problem.
And you know, another thing, and I'm just going to hype you up a little bit and then I'll say goodnight, but
Okay.
you also don't come at it from this like narrow view. You've had the ability to take in other people's experiences, like you're saying, how people kind of hold you accountable.
Yeah.
So the breadth of knowledge that you have, like sometimes there's other possibilities, but like over the years, you have really taken in lots of different viewpoints and lots of different information, and you've done all this footwork to really get a solid, very objective kind of understanding of this experience. And that is why he sees you as so dangerous, because this is not your opinion. You've done really, really important grounded research.
I've learned
right?
from this too, though, you guys. I want you to know that. I've learned a fucking hell of a lot here. Let me tell you that. Learned how to shut the fuck up and listen. People's experiences. And the one thing I've learned is people that fall into cults are actually pretty fucking smart. Okay? People say they're dumb. No. Complete fucking
No.
opposite. No. Wrong.
Yeah.
Was I fucking wrong? Was I fucking wrong? I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, and hey, for everybody out there, man, that has experienced a moral injury, God is still wonderful and loves us. And when people like David twist it up, it can be hard to remember that. But people that join cults, I'm with you, Rich. They're not dumb. We all need to feel like we belong, and God loves all of us. Then and I'm sorry that David got in the way of that for some people, but man, I hope that everybody can find their way back to a safe relationship with God. And that's that's all.
All right, we'll let you go, Dawn.
All right, Rich.
You're
good
awesome.
night.
All right, have a good night, Dawn. See you.
Bye.
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 All right, thank you, Dawn. Appreciate you calling in tonight and just rapping with us. Dawn is a certified trauma therapist. Okay, um, whenever I just need to dump on, I can call and dump on her because she knows what we're dealing with here. She's not my, she can't be my therapist because she's not licensed in my state, but I can dump on her, so it's really nice. I can dump on her and her dude any fucking time. I can dump on friends, you guys, family. And that's what's really good about this. There's survivors out there that if you guys need to dump on us, by all means, we're here to listen. That's why we're here, for you guys to dump it all on us and give it over to us. Give it to somebody else. That was our goal here. Take that off your shoulders. Let us take it from here. You guys have dealt with enough of this bullshit. Give it to us. Let us take it. We'll take that shitty energy from you and we'll put it out into content that's laughable. And we'll help you guys start healing from it, because I've already been told that from these survivors that not only has the channel been helping them put the lies together that David told them the whole fucking time, but that the comedy in it, it's helping them. It's making them laugh. Uncle Jake, your videos and your pictures. Let me tell you something. All the survivors on the back end, they're fucking laughing their asses off. I want you to know that. Well, survivors tell me here, David told us through Zoom that he will destroy those who went close. He said first he'll take away the food, and if that doesn't work, I'll place you in a shelter for 30 days, and if that don't work, I'll send you home. He said he will make you or break you until you close like we trained you to. Those words scared us to death. He would say these things and have a creepy way of making us believe that he would deliberately destroy us. He would use those tactics every single day. It's one of the sources. They watch this channel. They're watching right now probably. They typically text and they'll. So David uses a vocabulary, and this is what I'm finding out is if people didn't close or make a certain amount of money, David would put him out on the fucking street. Put one guy in a fucking homeless shelter for 30 fucking days. All kinds of shit. Found out how Joseph fucking got COVID and brought it all back to the cult, got everybody fucking sick. Fucked. It was bad. Like, found out, David, you guys, this is a multi-level marketing scheme. Joseph, everybody's been asking about Joseph. That little shithead's fucking hiding, man. Joseph is hiding. Why? Because during the prosecutor's proffer, she said, Your Honor, one of the members who's here in the court today has been witnessed assaulting people. And he's been known to be third in command. You know who the fuck that was? Joseph Bush. It's Joseph Bush. Joseph, you're putting your hands on people, huh? Because David told you to? Because David told you to. You're going to put hands on people, right? But Joseph, big bad apostles in jail. Yeah, takes their food stamps. Takes their food stamps and then starves them. While he's sitting up there eating fucking lobster and fucking steak and shit like a fucking walrus. That's not going to look good. I'm serious. When that goes to the judge and the jury, they'll be like, hold up, this guy was starving his fucking members and he had all this fucking food? Yeah, let's just go ahead and fucking sack this guy with time. He's definitely a danger. Should be that easy. Man, I hope the grand jury just fucking annihilates him. And we've seen, you guys, we've seen all the filings. Hey, what up, Ant-Man? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, takes all their food from them, takes their EBT. Yeah. And you know, I just like to play this just because every fucking time it's just, I'm just going to play it again. I'm going to probably play this for a while because this really was some of the, my God, oh man. Surviving cult members, like, remember how we said, give that energy to us? Like all the shit you guys went through, it's okay. Like you can give it to us. That's why we're here. We know what you guys went through. It's time to give that shit up. We'll take it from here. For us, Hey, Ant-Man, welcome to my fucking world, dude. Welcome to what's been going into my head since I found out about the 6 fucking phones locked away. Welcome to my world, bro. Hey, what was in those 6 phones? Fuck the gold bars. Fuck the gold bars. That was laundered money. Tell me about the 6 phones in the locked safe there, buddy. Plus the 3 that he had on him. Fuck the gold bars. So, at the end of the day, like this, when the judge, we're going to play this. This was like, oh, fuck. This was like a day for the community when we heard the judge take our concern. Fuck. Oh my God. Like I listen to it every day because it gives me a sense of relief that the judge fucking took the concern we had and put it on her shoulders and took it off of ours without knowing it. It was fucking great, man. Let's just listen to her because this is the judge telling David that he is indeed a danger to the community and that he has no business being on the streets. This was a good day for us, man. Oh, it's 6,000 now? I made you 6,000 subs just to be close to you. Hey, right on, Lena K. Appreciate you. Thank you. 6,000 subs. All right. Appreciate it, man. 6,000 subscribers, man. Thank y'all for being here. Thanks for putting up with my filthy ass mouth, too. Yeah, see, hey, but Ant-Man, you know what else? He was moving crypto around, so those could be his crypto wallets too, brother. All right, but let's go ahead and listen to this. This is the judge magistrate telling David, you are a danger and you're staying right where you're at.
Calling case 2520560, United States of America versus David Taylor.
Sarah Cohen, on behalf of the United States. Thank you. Just put your appearance again on the record, please.
Oh, Scott Rosenblum. I'm sorry. I was just getting notes for what you're going to say.
Oh, okay. All right. Mr. Taylor, I'm going to say some things that the folks in this courtroom have probably heard a couple more times today, but it is part of my decision-making process. And the first thing is you are entitled to the presumption of innocence. There is nothing that has taken place in this hearing today, anything that was in the government's proffer, its memorandum, or anything that I might set forth in any finding that's intended or should affect that presumption of your innocence. And this is a detention hearing, and it's governed by the Bail Reform Act. And that act says that detention is considered an exceptional step. Bond is presumed unless it is determined that there are no conditions or combination of conditions that will reasonably assure the safety of the community. And the act requires that I impose the least restrictive measures to provide those reasonable assurances. Now, in your case, with the charges that you are facing, it is a presumption case. And that means that these charges are so serious by their very nature that Congress has decided that it is presumed you don't get bond. But as your lawyer said, that presumption can be overcome. And I understand the government has a belief that they haven't overcome the presumption, but you just need some evidence to overcome it. You don't have a criminal history, and you have ties to varying communities. So I'm going to assume that you have overcome the presumption of detention. But then I have to look to the 3142G factors. They were all talked about here today in some way, shape, or another, and they're in the government's brief, and they're talked about in the brief that was filed by your lawyer. The first is the nature and circumstances of the offense. It's laid out in the indictment. It's very serious. These allegations.
They found the safe in Durham, North Carolina, where he was at. Which safe? There was one with gold in it. The one with gold was found with Michelle in Florida. The one with the phones was found in North Carolina with David.
Are horrific. I understand that this is ostensibly a church, but from where the court sees it, it has serious questions if churches that I know don't operate in this manner. And this is a presumption case. And so this factor, the nature and circumstances of the offense, and I understand you have what you have telling me, a formidable defense to what is laid out in the indictment and the nature and circumstances. But what I'm looking at, it's serious. It weighs in favor of detention. Then I consider the weight of the evidence. It's not the weight of the evidence of your guilt or innocence. It's the weight of the evidence as to your risk of non-appearance or danger to the community. And as to your risk of non-appearance, the government has set forth here today and in its memorandum, that you have some financial means potentially. I don't know if it's super significant for you to go a lot of places, but what's really concerning about me is that you have ties so many different places in so many different states, and you have supporters. I'm hearing, 200,000 people, and that gives me some concern that you are a risk of non-appearance through your ties and your supporters. And they only have to convince me by a preponderance of the evidence. And they've come really close to that. But I'm mostly concerned about the danger to the community, and they have to show clear and convincing evidence. And I look at what's set forth in the affidavit. Those aren't just, there's allegations, yes, but there's actual text messages that are set forth that enhance what's in the affidavit. And then I heard in the government's proffer today, and I understand this is an ongoing investigation and they are still uncovering things. And the things that they have told me today that they have uncovered are very concerning, very disturbing, and, indicative of your dangerousness. And I think your history and characteristics as well. You don't have a criminal history. And by your lawyer, you've been, serving in this ministry, and you have supporters here who believe in you. And, that would be a good thing in your favor, but it also cuts the other way too, because what's laid out here in this indictment and what I've read is really concerning, Mr. Taylor. You are alleged to lead this organization that is alleged to have engaged in some activity that is incredibly troubling, concerning to the court. So I think this all speaks to your dangerousness to the community, and I know your supporters completely disagree, but you don't have all just supporters. There are people who, you're going to have your witnesses at trial that say none of this happened. They're going to have their people that tell a very different story, and that's not unusual in situations like this. But from my vantage point, I'm extremely concerned. I'm also really concerned because there's no real good place right now for me to tell you where you could go, where you would be. No, you let me talk.
Okay.
You've talked. I know you proposed an address in this district that hasn't been vetted by pretrial services. I have no idea where that is. You don't have, you have some ties to this district. There was a church place here. But
what happens if my dad starts Tai Chi tomorrow?
That's some bullshit.
Not convinced that anything pretrial services has offered. I think one of the bond conditions of your co-defendant was to be completely separated from the church. I don't think that's possible here. I don't think there's any bond condition where you're proposing to live in North Carolina. That's still part of this whole organization. That's still part of it. And your supporters, if I understand what the government's saying in their investigation, part of that is to protect Mr. Taylor. And I don't know how the extent that protection might go, but
this was my favorite fucking part right here. This was my favorite part right here. Like hearing her, like the sigh in her voice, like her letting go and like taking, she like the judge literally took my fucking frustration and concern all out of me, all fucking instantly. I was like, thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Taylor, I think the only way I can keep how the extent that that protection might go, but Mr. Taylor.
Right there, that sign, her voice is like, Mr. Taylor, like the judge, like I said, judges typically don't want to put you on fucking detention, man. It costs money, right? But she has to weigh the good with the bad. Had the gold in Florida and he has the crypto shit and then see if they had them together in the same location. Hey, App Man, let me tell you something about this whole operation. They were laundering all the fucking money, bro, okay? There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The gold bars came in from New Zealand illegally. They didn't report them to the IRS when you have to, okay? They smuggled that fucking gold in, and I know that is a fact. The money they did launder. The name KOGGC, nobody can tell me otherwise. They made that fucking name to launder money, which is why I think Rico should be fucking brought in on this without fucking question. They should have brought Rico in when they saw the fucking different tax names. They should have been like, oh, we need to fucking bring Rico in on this. There's so many different players. They should have brought Rico in right from the fucking get-go. They should have started subpoenaing fucking Facebook accounts, people with bank accounts, names, phone numbers, all that shit. We're subpoenaing all these fucking people right here. This is a Rico case. David Taylor, Michelle Brandon, you two are the main fucking players. Guess what? We're getting more. Y'all just sit in fucking jail till we figure this out. This should have been fucking Rico from the get-go. But my favorite part about this, the whole 5 fucking years we've been doing this, in 2 seconds, the judge took all my concern. I'm sure for everybody too. I hope this just wasn't me. I'm sure for all of you guys, like hearing this judge, this magistrate deliver David justice. I hope it was all like a sigh of relief for you guys. It still is for me every fucking day. It really is to hear this judge's sigh and take our concern, man. Fuck. I wish I could give her a fucking hug and just tell her, thank you, judge. Fuck, thank you. Thank you. Like, if she could hear me right now, like, thank you. Thank you.
Might go, but Mr. Taylor, I think the only way I can keep the community safe and, you know, to separate you from this organization, that's the only bond condition I could think, you know, that would I could possibly consider. I don't know how to do it at this point.
I don't know why they had different judges, Ant-Man. I don't, bud. That was just the luck of the draw. Michelle actually got her trial judge, but that judge gave her bond, and Michelle broke the fucking conditions of her bond. Okay? So. Oh, don't worry. She's going to go back, and she's going to piss her fucking judge off something righteous, dude. No, I have it on fucking firm knowledge that Michelle's violating her bond that she did not long ago, and she's probably still doing it. This is all Michelle knows. The judge that gave her bond is going to find out that she went against the conditions and the terms of her bond. Oh, and this federal judge is absolutely just going to be fucking livid. Then Judge Berg, I think at this point, Judge Berg, right? That's the name of the judge. That's when I think Judge Berg will start listening when he finds out Michelle didn't give a fuck about what he told her not to do, which is violate bond and he put a no contact order. You can't contact anybody from the cult. Plain and simple. Nobody can contact you. You can't get in contact with anybody. But what they're doing, and as Michelle is going to do, she's going to use somebody that may not be directly associated with the cult. She'll use, say, maybe one of the family members' children or fucking somebody 2 or 3 steps out of the cult, not directly involved. She will. And she's making like, oh, well, I didn't actually contact them. They did. But they contacted them for you, Miss Brandon. Well, Ant-Man, the judge told her son, you either choose your mother or you choose the cult. And he chose the cult over his mom. So her son's still in the cult.
And bond requires.
And she can't have any contact with her son as long as he's in the cult. So there's that. But she's going to use her fucking kid some way, somehow, backdoor it through like a third party to get information, money, what the fuck ever. She could be watching this right now for all I know to find out what we're saying. And Michelle, I hope you are. Michelle, I know you're violating your bond, okay? I hope you fucking see this.
Trust. And, you know, you say there, but for me, I could see that you weren't completely forthcoming with the pretrial services officer. And I have a problem with that. That's your opportunity. And it doesn't appear that you were fully transparent. These allegations, what the government said in its proffer, I understand that the co-defendant, you know, that individual did get bond, but I think these supporters heard, you know, earlier in the case before this, I look at the cases individually and your particular role.
And Michelle's doing all this shit on Facebook, so it's really easy for him to just go pull a warrant and be like, all right, we need her Facebook.
These particular allegations, what the government has said in its proffer, I do not believe, and I understand that we've got 2 pretrial services report that recommended bond with conditions.
And listen to the judge. He's going to be like, you also lied during pretrial. You also lied during pretrial. She's like, I have a problem with that.
But from my vantage point, I do not believe that any of those conditions are sufficient to really assure your appearance and assure the safety of the community. And I know this ruling will come as a great disappointment to all of you who are sitting there, who are supportive of this. But that's my decision. And I'm going to enter an order that keeps you in custody pending the resolution of your case. You do have a right to appeal. I fully expect that you will. No matter what my decision was today, somebody was going to appeal. And to that end, I have been informed that Judge Berg has Tuesday, October 21st at 9 o'clock available should there be an appeal that needs to be heard.
We'll take that date.
Well, you'll have to take it up with them. But,
right.
You know, your lawyer did a good job on your behalf. I just happened to disagree with him on the arguments that he made. And I agree with the government on this one, that detention is warranted. I have nothing further. Thank you.
And just like that, David Taylor served a whole fucking plate of justice. And Ant-Man, you bring up some good points. So what's stopping your kid from getting her a burner phone and giving to her? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And Ant-Man, you want a psychological profile on Michelle? I'll give it to you right now. Do you want it? I'll give it to you. We know Michelle, dude. We know Michelle fucking in and out. I know exactly who she is. You want to know about her? I could give you a full psych profile in about 2 or 3 minutes, dude. It's all about Michelle. Michelle loves drama. It's always been about her. Michelle, she's going to throw in the towel when it best suits her. So she'll ride this all the way out to the end until... No, she doesn't. She doesn't give a fuck. You're exactly right. And that's why... Let me tell you something. Ant-Man. She broke her fucking bond, okay? I know she did. My sources tell me she did. That's how much Michelle doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't give 2 fucks. And I've found out, I have a good idea of why she is the way she is, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. But it's all about Michelle, dude. It's all about Michelle, bro. That's it. She doesn't give a fuck. She thinks she thinks this is all a game. She'll ride this out till the end. She comes from a great family, bro. Okay? Great family. Comes from a fucking badass family, dude. No violence in the household, no drugs, no alcohol. Okay? Good Christian family. Seriously. No bullshit in the family growing up. It was a good family. I hope she does too. I hope she makes a deal and still does time. I do too. I hope she makes a deal and the feds still hit her with time. Well, actually, Bubba broke David's bed. Or I guarantee they're fucking keeping her cell warm and unoccupied. Well, Ant-Man, okay, here's the other thing. They found 100 cell phones in this cult. There were 100 in this cult. I don't know if they got all 100, but I know at one time they purchased 100 iPhones just for this cult, okay? So whether the feds got all 100, I have no clue. I would like to think so, but I don't know. Not yet. But what I found out is that 100 iPhones were ordered at one time for this, okay? Now, David had 9 of them in his possession. 6 in a safe and 3 on him, on his person. So, when I found out they had gold bars, I kind of shit my pants. I was like, what the fuck are they doing with gold bars? Then I started finding out more and more how they came into possession of them. I'm like, oh, they're fucked. But then when I found out through the indictment that they also found 6 cell phones in a safe where David was at, I was like, fuck those gold bars. And now I'm curious now what's on those cell phones. I guarantee you probably have phone broken, damaged, and thrown in a river or something. No, they found the phones in a fucking safe, dude. No. No, when the feds raid you, dude, no. They don't give you a chance to do all that shit. No. No. They confiscated. Did you see? I'll show you guys. Dude, let me show you. Dude, this was a multi-state raid, brother. I'm still trying to put a price tag on it.
On several properties involved in the raid across.
Two religious leaders now in custody. One just facing a judge in Hillsborough County. I'm Frank Wiley.
And I'm Courtney Robinson. The two are accused of using.
How do you smuggle gold from New Zealand? Oh, you could do a little bit at a time. You could do a little bit at a time. You could spread it out through multiple people. There's ways around it. I don't know, but they did smuggle it. I found out from one of my sources that was there when it happened. I was like, how the fuck did they get that money in? Or that gold in? They're like, a little bit at a time. I was like, get the fuck out of there. So they smuggled it? They're like, yep. I was like, did they report it? They said, nope, never reported it. They stashed it. I think maybe some of them could have got damaged, but either way, like, all they'd have to do is go to Apple with a warrant and be like, we need all the data for this fucking phone with this serial number. That's why they said, don't commit crimes on your phone. Don't fucking do it. Don't do it, because all they got to do is all they need to do is go to Apple with a fucking warrant. I don't know how they would do it, but I'm guessing it's somewhere along these lines. They'd go to Apple with a warrant, be like, we're serving a federal warrant on this cult. We know they bought 100 iPhones. Here's the warrant. We need all 100 iPhones with this email or whenever this purchase date was. They'll have all the fucking MCI numbers. They'll have all the serial numbers. We need all 100. We need the data from all 100 phones. I would think that's how it would go, somewhere along those lines. Could be wrong, but I would think that that's somewhat of how that process would go down. They'll walk in with a fucking warrant, be like, give us all the information for this. Especially if they start finding, like, you know, CP and shit like that. They did. They got all the electronics. Hey, Ant-Man, you know what I found out? Is when the raid went down, they were more concerned about the fucking electronics getting confiscated, bro. What does that tell you? That's good. And I agree that Apple should, dude. Especially when it comes to, like, sexual exploitation. You fucking ain't right. Nope, Apple should be like, yeah, what do you guys need? When it comes down to violence and shit like that, no, it should be full cooperation. What do you guys need? Especially when it comes down to shit like this.
Using abuse and fear to force followers into working without pay to fund the leaders' luxury lives. Early this morning, federal agents searched a mansion in the Avila neighborhood of Tampa. We watched as agents swarmed the massive landscape. The head of Kingdom of God Global Church, David Taylor, was arrested in Durham, North Carolina this morning. The executive director, Michelle Brannon, just went before a federal judge in Tampa and remains in federal custody tonight. Prosecutors say the two ran a nationwide operation, soliciting donations worth tens of millions and lavishing themselves with homes and cars. We have live team coverage of the massive investigation, starting with 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Eric Lasser live outside.
Yeah, Ant-Man, if you're new, I don't know if I think you're new to the channel, bro, but yeah, this was pretty big, dude. This was a lot of money. This is why the feds raided
the exclusive Avila neighborhood.
Yeah, Eric, neighbors waking up to the FBI presence there this morning.
This digital calendar lightening my mental load.
Yeah, Frank, that's right. They tell me that at about 6 o'clock this morning, they could hear helicopters buzzing overhead, and then the sounds of a small army of law enforcement, including sheriff's deputies and the FBI.
Nothing good. That's all I can say.
Neighbors like Sheila Malden say they were immediately concerned. Police and federal agents swarming the 32,000 square foot mansion belonging to the Michigan-based Kingdom of God Global Church. Its leader, a controversial, some say cult-like figure, 53-year-old David Taylor.
We always kind of thought there were strange happenings, but nobody ever really knew anything.
Federal prosecutors say Taylor and 56-year-old Michelle Brannon used their ministry to run a nationwide operation that looked more like...
there's somebody out there, Prasad family. Yeah, no, dude, there's thousands of these guys out there, man. There's thousands of these guys out there, brother. We've lost count, dude. We've lost count, brother. A lot.
Human trafficking. According to the indictment, the pair forced victims to staff call centers in Michigan, Texas, Missouri.
Hey, now that this has happened, though, the Prasad family, you know what? We're going to see more of these, bro. Guaranteed, man. The pressure lid just blew off this motherfucker with these raids. This wasn't a small deal. This wasn't just like some fucking like no-knock warrant. I mean, it was no-knock, but pretty much like. But this wasn't just the fucking police showing up and saying, "Hey, we need to talk to you." No, fuck no. Ant-Man, based off the evidence and the filing from the court, is David's lawyers just now got all the discovery stuff, and they're probably shitting their fucking pants. They're like, "Oh shit, man. We look right here. Look right here. Right here. This was where he's talking about that they just got the discovery from the feds, and they're probably like looking at their client. They're like, just take the fucking deal, you dipshit. You put all this shit in text messages. Are you fucking stupid? And I'm probably sure the fucking lawyers talk to him like that. Like, are you fucking dumb? I hope they do. If David was my client, I'd be talking to him like that. Are you fucking stupid? Once this goes to trial, the defense will get discovery and then know exactly what the FBI got. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like they're just getting like the little bit of it right now, Iron Price. Like they just got the first part of the discovery, the government's discovery. And now the defense is like, uh-oh. No, since David's bond, no new hearing. Nope. He got denied. And he got denied. So he went in on appeal. He got denied. And now defendant David Taylor's motion to reconsider order of detention. David, Mr. Apostle, like, I'm ready to go to jail. Now that he's in jail, he's fucking crying like a little bitch. Like, I went out. I don't like it here. Well, you committed the crime. You got to do the time, David. Iron Price, bro. He's trying to blame me, Rick Frazier, and everybody else, dude. He's blaming everybody but himself. I'm still kind of like Kevin G said this. He was like, Rich, dude, the fact that he's taken it this far with you, you're all he fucking thinks about. Kevin had to tell me that. I don't think I'm all David thinks about. Maybe I am, but I don't know. But for him to bring it this far, and blame it on us, the community, Rick Frazier, fucking the survivors. Talk about a weak fucking defense. Oh, man. Yeah, that's basically what it says. Like, this guy fucking snitched on me, told everybody I was running a scam, and fucking now look where I'm at. It's his fault that I'm sitting in jail. Yeah, that's his defense now. And if it comes up again on rebuttal, oh yeah, hey, Prasada family, dude, you don't know what we know about this sack of shit, bro. There's interviews on the channel from surviving cult members. Go listen to those, dude, okay? You want to hear the real shit that went down? No, go listen to the interviews on the channel that we conducted with some of these survivors. Great people, man. Great people. Listen to these people's stories, dude. It'd fucking blow your mind, bro. You're going to be like, holy fucking shit. This guy was doing this and like he never got busted for it. Well, that's why we're here now, Prasad family, is because he's now in jail. And the defense is now getting the prosecution's discovery. And I'm sure they're looking at it like, holy shit, you did this? Yeah, that's exactly. It's my fault your client's a piece of shit? How is that my fault, sir? All I did was pull his tax exemptions and found out he was laundering money. Oh, no shit, Prasad family. You've been around for a while, man. It's good to see you if you're back. Right on, man. Oh, dude, but we've been busy, dude. I implanted a chip in David's brain, and now I control him. Pew, 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 pew.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
Bow to your sensei!
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
That's David. David's like bowing to me now. Well, yeah, and what I found out is he wanted to know how we knew so much shit about him. That's what he wanted to know. He wanted to know how we knew so much about him. Because he hated that. David didn't like not being able to collect intel on people. So that's what we did here. We collected information about him because nobody was ever able to do that. So we did. I know. So what we did was we started compiling all his information, his court cases. Oh, he hated that. All right. Oh, you're good. Okay, so we're talking about how David has talked about he wouldn't be scared of going to jail. But now that he's there, he's crying like a whiny little bitch to get out, Irie Dread. He's like, Your Honor, I want out because it's everybody else's fucking fault still, okay? And we're talking about narcissistic personality disorder, how he's blaming everybody but the one person he should be blaming himself. Asshole, dude. But it's looking like that the government has handed over part of the discovery to the prosecutor or to the defense. The defense have handed over to the defense part of discovery. And it sounds like review to date that the defense could confirm. And like me and Rick Fraser are heavily involved. Everybody, did you guys know that? Did you guys know me and Rick Fraser were heavily involved? I'm really curious. Oh man, I love when David makes mistakes. This is great. I hope his fucking lawyers see this because his lawyers are dumb as fuck for believing him. Stupid, man. Stupid. Do more work, man. Hey, David's lawyers, keep listening to him, okay? Keep listening to him. Keep letting him fucking pay you. No, I think he's getting his shit taken from him, man. I think he's getting his shit taken from him. So yeah, David wants to be out of jail. He wants to get out. He doesn't want to be there. Man, I want to send him a letter. I do. I want to send him a letter and just slip a fucking maxi pad in there. Be like, hey, David, this one's on me, buddy. No hard feelings. Send it as a peace offering. Be like, P.S. I sent you a peace offering. Hope it fits. You know, I don't know, Irie. I don't know if they'll summon me to court. If they subpoena me, I have to go. I don't have a choice. I'll have to take off work and be like, gotta go. Sorry. Another peace offering. P.S. little peace offering. He'd be happy. He's like, fuck, thank God. Fucking toilet paper was chafing my asshole. Yeah. I want to. Trust me. When he gets his permanent home, I'll be sending him a fucking letter. I just don't have his inmate number right now. Oh, yeah. The picture of him crying. Yeah, the picture of him crying. Yeah. He wants out. He wants out, dude. That's why I put that, because I was thinking about this today because I'm talking to the survivors offline. And they always tell me, like, he would always talk shit about, like, how he wouldn't mind going to prison, that he would fucking, like, start a revival. You know what, Irie Dread? And you know what, Irie? And I think at some point I'm going to have to sit down with my bosses at work and just tell them, like, not without getting into too much detail about the channel, but just let them know, like, hey, I have to go do this. And just in case you guys see it on the news, I don't want you guys to be like, what the fuck is Rich doing on the news? You know, or some shit, you know, I don't know. But I've prepared that talk with my big boss. Yeah. I've played that conversation out if I do have to go testify in this trial, because it's a federal case. You know, and there are real things that happened. These were federal crimes. They were high crimes. Not only that, there were very real abuse patterns taking place here with people, and we were able to recognize them as a community. We learned about them, and now, in a sense, we are fucking experts in this shit, man. For 5 years we've been doing this. I'd say that makes you a fucking expert, okay? When you make it everything to research, document, collaborate. Yep. No, I'm not. I wouldn't tell them until I got a letter. They said, hey, no, I won't make that move until I absolutely know I have to, Irie. Because if I don't have to, I'm not going to tell them shit. But if it's a day where, I mean, I might just have the time off. She'd be like, take time off and go do it. But I think even then I would probably just want to tell them the truth, you know. But no, total live streaming hours, 1,900. 1,900 and some change plus today. Yep. So I love my job, but I if they don't need to know, they don't need to know, you know? But if it comes to that, I will tell them. But I won't get into too much detail about the channel. Be like, oh yeah, here's my channel. I'm just gonna tell them, no, I have to go testify in a federal case. They'll probably be like, what the fuck were you doing, Rich? I'll tell you later. But yeah, no, if it comes to it, yeah, I absolutely will. And I'll have no problem telling my work about it and facing that down when the time comes. No, Captain Crick's next. But let's watch the raid on David.
And Florida raising money around the clock, an estimated $50 million since 2014, paying for luxury homes, cars, and more.
Sometimes you'd see buses pulling in, which seemed really odd.
Prosecutors say those who fell short of donation goals were punished with food restrictions, humiliation, even threats of eternal damnation. Taylor, they say, used his followers as personal servants, controlling where they lived, requiring some to transport women to him and provide emergency contraceptives.
Well, you know, I guess when you think that kids are running from the house, you know, I guess your first thought is there any sort of human trafficking going on there, but, you know, who knows?
Taylor was arrested in North Carolina. Brannon was taken into custody in Tampa. Both face charges that could put them behind bars for decades.
I mean, again, for somebody who can afford to live in there in that kind of house and you're a pastor of a church, just that's the first red flag.
And tonight, the FBI says it's still looking for more potential victims that are connected somehow with this organization. If you have any information about this case, you're asked to contact the FBI. Reporting live in Tampa, Eric Lasser, 10 Tampa Bay News.
Industry leaders for allegedly running a forced labor and money laundering scheme with ties here in Michigan. Welcome to CBS News Detroit at 5. I'm Terrence Friday.
I'm Shayna Humphreys. The FBI had a team in Taylor today as part of a nationwide takedown of the Kingdom of God Global Church in Texas, Missouri, Florida, and Michigan. CBS News Detroit's Veronica Ortega joins us live in Taylor with more on the investigation.
This game, you're not ready for.
Shayna, Terrence, more than 10 years ago, David E. Taylor opened up his first church and call center here in Taylor, Michigan. The founder, along with his executive director, Michelle Brannon, were arrested today in North Carolina and Florida while their headquarters behind me was getting raided by the FBI. The organization, formerly known as Joshua Media Ministries International, has been described by some former members as a lifesaver.
This ministry changed my life, and I've witnessed so many people come off the streets. I've witnessed so many people just get delivered from drugs. I've seen so many people stop hating people.
These workers at the office building next door call it something else.
They say he runs a little cult over there. Those windows are always covered.
We don't see much action over there at all whatsoever.
The 23-page indictment issued by a federal grand jury in the Eastern District of Michigan outlines the allegations against David E. Taylor and Michelle Brannon, including recruiting people to work at the call center unpaid.
My understanding was people voluntarily come here, and they don't have to be here.
Since 2014, the organization received $50 million in donations, all of it apparently used to fund the luxury lifestyle of the church leaders. These documents state that if workers didn't make their daily quota, they were allegedly punished both physically and mentally, including humiliation, sleep deprivation, and forced repentance.
I used to be a part of this ministry. I walked away because I wanted to. I wasn't forced. Nobody forced me to be here.
Another accusation is that the founder enlisted armor bearers to act as his personal servants. They would allegedly transport women from ministry houses to Taylor's location and ensure those women took Plan B emergency contraceptive.
Yeah, he's just a womanizer.
Despite the allegations and possible prison time, at least one former church member is standing by the leaders and his beliefs.
That's if Father God allows that. Ain't nobody gonna make him do nothing that Father God don't allow.
Now the FBI is still here on scene. They can be seen coming.
Raided a ministry in Taylor, and that's not all. The FBI also raided churches in North Carolina, Texas, Florida, and Missouri. The faith leaders were also arrested in North Carolina and Florida and are now facing charges of forced labor and money laundering.
7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wimbley is getting reaction from one of their supporters and listening to a human trafficking survivor about the allegations against those ministry leaders.
The feds equated the ministry leaders here to human traffickers involved in human exploitation. According to the indictment, David Taylor calls himself an apostle and Jesus' best friend. Investigators say he used his influence to manipulate his followers. Joshua Media Ministries International Center in Taylor raided. Its founder and leader, David Taylor, indicted on federal charges. Supporters like this man, who goes by the name Ricky, stunned.
Why would you guys just do this to a ministry that's doing nothing but helping society?
The U.S. Attorney's Office says Taylor, along with his executive assistant, Michelle Brannon, seen here on the ministry's website, used physical and psychological abuse to force victims to raise about $50 million in donations. The feds say Taylor and Brannon forced their alleged victims to work without pay at their call centers located at the church in Taylor, as well as Missouri, Florida, and Texas. The indictment says some of them slept in the call center facilities or in a ministry house, and Taylor and Brannon did not permit them to leave without permission. Ricky does not buy it.
I used to
bullshit. Ricky left because he wanted to get married.
Be a part of this ministry. I walked away because I wanted to. I wasn't.
Hey, curly girl.
forced. Nobody forced me to be here.
Taylor and Brandon are said to have controlled every aspect of their alleged victims' lives. Investigators say those who did not meet fundraising goals or disobeyed orders were publicly humiliated.
Not only were they publicly humiliated, all right, but what I just found out today too, if these people didn't meet monetary goals, they would get kicked to the fucking curb. David would make them go sleep out on the street for days at a time, you guys. Days at a fucking time. Fucked up shit, man. Like true communist, like you're what David was doing for real, like he was taking it back to like Stalinist regime type shit, man. I'm like, yo, the fuck, dude? Like making people go out and live on the fucking street because they weren't making enough money? The fuck kind of monkey horse shit is that, David? Oh, you didn't make me enough money. You got to go live on the fucking street for the weekend. Oh my God. Fuck you, David. I hope David... Michelle, if you're watching this too, I hope you are. You fucking knew. You knew, Michelle. You knew. You knew. Michelle can't play innocent in all this. She knew what the fuck was going on. Now David's sitting up in jail. Anybody just tuning in, man, hit that like, subscribe, please. My name's Rich. We're talking about David cries about being incarcerated, and he is. He wants out. He wants out. He's crying like a fucking scared little bitch now because everything we said that would happen happened. He's now in prison for fucking money laundering, forced labor, and he's literally pointing the finger at everybody else like a true narcissist would. He's pointing it at all the survivors that come out, the victims that spoke up, me, Rick Frazier. He's pointing the finger at everybody else but himself, and he wants out right now. But hey, he was ready to fucking go to jail, right? And he's Mr. fucking Big Balls Johnson. Oh, I'm ready to go to jail. I'll take jail. I can handle it. Get the fuck out of here, David. Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right. Bullshit. So and the judge at this point, the judge now has like 2 weeks. 2 weeks to respond. The prosecution has 2 weeks to respond. If he gets out, he will break his bond probably immediately. The judge isn't going to overrule his magistrate's order. Like, why would he do that? That's basically telling the judge that she's not doing a good job. Like, overrule her magistrate order. Like, that's fucking stupid. The magistrate, like, I've almost heard you don't want to fuck with the magistrate, man. Like, she's the judge's judge, man. She had just as much power. You don't fuck with magistrate. They'll do just as much damage as the judge. So the fact that David's still fighting this from the cell, telling his lawyer, like, it's not my fault, that's his best defense. Yeah, waiting on the 21-day extension to expire. I'll bet you she still hasn't got a place. How much has Michelle got a new place yet, you guys? What do you guys think? Yay or nay? I don't think she has. I don't think she can. She got no line of credit. Everybody knows who she is now. All you got to do is Google her name, and everybody will know who she is. You're right, Prasad family? You think you would have got his fucking hairline fixed, right, bro? Think he would have got his hairline fixed. But no. No, why would he? All that money couldn't fix his hairline.
Deprived of sleep, physically assaulted, and threatened with divine judgment.
The fear that was put into these people.
Irene Faziani is a human trafficking survivor who now works with Sanctum House that provides support for trafficking victims. Karen Moore is the organization's executive director.
They challenge them with, spiritual deprivation also. So just the depravity and the inhumaneness and of people of faith, of supposed people of faith.
Taylor was arrested in North Carolina, Brandon in Florida. A Joshua Media Ministry Center in Houston was also raided Wednesday. The indictment alleges other church volunteers worked without pay as Taylor's armor bearers, and that he demanded they transport women from ministry houses and airports to his location and ensure the women took Plan B emergency contraceptives. Taylor and Brandon are charged with forced labor, conspiracy to commit forced labor, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Each of those charges carry a penalty of up to 20 years in prison. I'm Randy Wembley, 7 News Detroit.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Our other top story tonight, a coordinated cross-country raid this morning by federal agents. Check out this shot from Sky 4 over the Kingdom of God Global Church facility in Taylor.
And at the same time, agents raided facilities owned by the church in Tampa, Florida, North Carolina, and Houston, Texas. This all surrounds an indictment accusing 2 church leaders of money laundering and forced labor. Let's get out to Noelle Friel. She's live in Taylor tonight. Noelle, there's a lot to unpack with this story.
They're not
Conducted a nationwide takedown of their church locations. The feds say the church has received $50 million.
They got a lot of money. They got a lot of money. No telling how much they got, man. It's just insanity. Insanity how much money this one organization laundered over the years. That's why David is where he is now. And I'm going to go and wrap it up. It's fucking 10 o'clock. Work tomorrow. But hit that like and subscribe, man. I appreciate you guys being here. We hit 6,000 subscribers tonight as a community. So thank you all for being here. Go check out Uncle Jake Productions, please. Who else we got out there? Go check out JMMI Quote Watch. Go check out Punk Apostate. That's one of my good buddies out there too. He's doing some funny ass content. Who else is out there? Vanessa Johnson, she was covering this too. And who else we got out there? Trying to think who else is out there. Got Gates of Praise. Got some other channels out there too, man. Among the Ashes podcast. You know, y'all, thanks for being here with this. We wouldn't have been able to do this alone, man. It took everybody. And it's still going to take more people to figure all this shit out with all these assholes doing all this funky online fucking prosperity bullshit. Running these are just Ponzi schemes, man. These are textbook fucking Ponzi schemes, what we're seeing here. Oh yeah, and these fuckers shouldn't be getting this rich off of faith. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, people shouldn't be getting that rich on faith, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's no fucking reason for it. And I guarantee if people weren't getting rich on faith, they wouldn't be doing it. You take that 501c3 away from these people, guess what? All the little fucking assholes like Daniel Adams, Isaiah Saldivar, Mike Signorelli, Catherine Crick, all these prosperity gimps you see out there raising a racket with these fucking 501c3s. You take that away from them or tax it, so to bet they stop all the bullshit and they get jobs and start realizing that they're not who they say they are. And start becoming functioning members of our society instead of scamming their own fucking citizens, man. I think that's what I take high offense to in all this is these people are scamming like our neighbors and shit like that. And I don't dig that. I don't dig people being fucking scammed, man. Fuck that. That's some bullshit. You don't scam people. That's fucking wrong. It's a fucking lie. And people that scam, in my opinion, are fucking scum. Like to scam somebody, that tells me your moral compass is in the fucking shit house. Just like Michelle, she's a scammer. David's a scammer. Catherine, no moral compasses in life, man. I'm glad we're all here together to figure it out. I'm glad we're here to do it together, man. This shit has been fucking absolute insanity. And I think we have more insanity to come. And I think David was just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, we know these churches are tied up in fucked up shit. We know they're doing dirty shit behind closed doors. And they use their little 501c3 paperwork when the government rolls up. You can't touch us. We're a church. Nah, fuck that. It's 2026, man. We're rolling into 2026. Guess what? I'm going to start fucking pulling the government's card even more. Tell them, do your fucking job. It's 2026. This is enough of this shit. With that being said, you have a good night. Catch you all the next live stream. Thanks for the 6,000, you guys. Appreciate y'all being here. Please go check out those other channels I said and give them likes and subscribes, man. They're all here with us together. We're all in this fight together. And it's going to take everybody. This is going to take everybody. There's more of these guys. And it's up to, in closing, all right? We have to fucking self-police our system is what I'm learning, which is fucking bullshit. Right? The IRS, the fucking assholes up there just fucking pushing buttons when people 501c3, give me free money. No, fuck that. They need to be vetting these motherfuckers, man. They need to be vetting these 501c3s fucking yearly. They need to have a whole fucking, like a whole just sector for fucking 501c3s in the fucking government, man. There's so many and there's so many laundering money. Has to happen. Like the church specifically. Nonprofits launder money, but churches, they're notorious. We'll get into that another night. But 2026, no, the churches are going to stop all this bullshit, and it's up to us to police this up, you guys. And I want you to know that. That's what I've learned in this. We have to, we as citizens of this great nation, we have to fucking police this shit up. It fucking sucks, right? But there's ways we can do this. And I think if we go the bureaucratic route like we've been, start hitting up fucking Netflix, start calling our government officials, hey, this is enough. Yeah, you guys, QR code, bam. There's the survey. Sign that survey, scan that QR code. That's a survey to tax the church. 10 million, anything over 10 million, tax them. Standard business rate. All your book deals, all your fucking housing properties, all that shit gone. They're done away with. No more. You can have a parsonage exemption, but it's one. You can't start putting out fucking a complete overwrite of the church tax law. A complete tax reformation of the 501c3 church law. Absolutely. This is bullshit what these people are getting away with now. Absolute horse shit. And we got to sit back and watch it and be like, hey, no problem. Just fucking let them do it. No, when our fucking money, our country is literally fucking hemorrhaging money, and there's a catalyst right here, the fucking church, a foundation of our own democracy is laundering money from our own fucking government.